Hi there and welcome to another episode of Faith World TV Music. My name is Alison Momoh and we have a fantastic show for you today. Our guest on today's show was born in London, England and started singing at the age of 3. She grew up in a musical family and sang in the church choir from childhood until she started to compose music at the age of 15. She has always had a deep-rooted love for music, especially gospel music. She started to build her career in Ghana after releasing her first single titled I Believe in 2012 and was nominated for the 4-Star Gospel Music Video of the Year 2013 in Ghana. In 2016, she released an album titled Shades of Mercy and has since released several singles, including her recent single titled Stand With Me, featuring Sounds of New Wine Choir. She has a plethora of music videos, including Obiara Niho, featuring Ghanaian artist Joe Metal. She coaches singers and is the founder of Vobox, which are training sessions set up to help singers maintain vocal health and develop their craft further. She currently has students all over the world, including Ghana, UK and Canada. She has shared stages with many renowned gospel artists in Ghana, UK and America, such as William McDowell, Joe Metal, Akese Bripong, Daughters of Glorious Jesus, Togo Sisters, Sissy Chum and Dana Hamilton, to name a few. She has a very jovial and down-to-earth character and seems to find and spread joy wherever she goes, coupled with a vocal sound that is very distinct and powerful in its own right. It is safe to say that she is a force to be reckoned with. Need I say more? Please make welcome the beautiful and talented Niiella. Hi Niiella.
Hi.
It's such an honor to have you on set today.
Happy to be here.
Thank you for making the time. And you look amazing.
Thank you.
So Niiella, I first met you at the AGMAs 2018.
Wow.
Where you had an exceptional performance that night, as in hands down.
I can't believe it's been that long already.
Yeah, it has. And then I saw you 2019 at Emmanuel Smith's sold-out concert at the Indigo. Mm-hmm. Where you had another stellar performance.
Thank you again.
And then the next time I see you, well, besides Insta, you were on our TV screens at BET Sunday Best.
Wow, yes, that's true.
I mean, Niiella, your journey has been onwards, and upwards. And I'm sure your family, your friends, fan base, we are all exceptionally proud of you.
Definitely. It was an exciting time.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, because my temperament is just kind of chill, like in all situations, just chill.
Yeah.
Even when it wasn't even my idea to go for Sunday Best, but it was, Akosia's idea. She was like, go, Niiella, go. And the year before she was like, go, and I was like, no. And then she came back again, and she was like, go. And I was like, okay, I'll go to the audition just so that you stop pestering me. I'll go to the audition. And when I actually got there, and I started to think about the fact that I could represent the UK and Ghana. And then I was like, I don't think something like this has been done before. 2 places at the same time. And I was like, I think I can do this. So if anything, I kind of did it literally bearing in mind that if other people, like even other young musicians, see me do this, it will let them know that, like, if you kind of really take your time to refine yourself and your craft, which is something I'm also very passionate about, and I always talk about, like, don't just sing, always be the best that you can be. Even when you think you're best, there's still always something to learn. And so to just kind of see the growth and the meat going on a platform that most people would be scared to go to.
Oh, yes.
And go there and represent well, or as best as I could. I didn't really know what to expect, but I was like, I think I can do this. And I'm confident in my uniqueness. Like, I know I'm a bit different, in how I present even my music and everything. This laced with a lot of humor and all of that. So I was like, I think I can do this. And so I did it, and it kind of sparked fire, especially in Ghana. They were like, oh my God, like.
I know, the publications as well.
Yeah. So that was an incredible experience to meet Kirk and Jonathan McReynolds, who I admire so much, and the ladies, Erica and Kelly. It was it was almost surreal. I kept saying, it feels like I'm in a dream. I'm sure in some of the tapes you hear me say it feels like because it felt like I was in a dream. Like, it was like, okay.
So, at the audition, when you sang His Eyes on the Sparrow.
Yes.
And then you were going for the top knot.
Yes.
You know, and then they stopped you.
Yeah.
You know? Do you know, even I myself, I held my breath. I was like, why are they stopping her?
I definitely went over time. Because
Yeah.
I think everybody had 50 seconds.
Oh, right.
But I wanted to, in that short space of time, kind of showcase my range. But then but at the same time too, I didn't want to just, because a lot of people do that. They go to auditions, just kind of go for it immediately, like really big.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of want to show like my voice like can do more than just kind of go crazy.
Just belt.
So that's why I kind of went over the time.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure if they would stop me or not, you know. But there was a lot happening before the audition. Once I got to Atlanta, I got a cough. It wasn't corona, guys. It wasn't corona. I got a cough, but I think it's because of, you know, like plain air is dry. It always affects my breathing and stuff. But I found that humidifiers really help with that. But that's just a tip for anybody.
A tip for us, yes.
For all singers and stuff. So I was actually battling with a cough. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to sing the audition. The day before, I'd had to take these cough suppressants and whatever, because it was really like bad. So my voice was a bit husky. So to me, I think I sound husky.
It actually helped, but that means it helped.
Yeah, I think they were like, "Oh, you've got such a nice tone," and everything. I was like, "Thank you."
But how did it feel, you know, standing before these people that you'd previously just seen on the, you know, television screen or your computer? How did it feel standing before them in the flesh?
It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was, if anything, my audition that I had in London, for the judges in London, because obviously you have to be picked from London and then go to that. I was more scared at that one.
Really?
Than I was.
Niiella and Rachel Carr?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was more scared at that one than I was in the, I don't know, I can't really explain it, but I think it's because when it, like Niiella and Rachel, I don't really know them so well.
Okay.
Obviously I know of them, follow them and everything, but I don't know them so well. But then I kind of felt like, you know, Americans, they like British people, you know, the accent and everything. It's like, oh my God, say that again. You know, so I was like, I think they'll kind of take a liking to me.
Yeah.
I was like, if anyone will take a liking to me, it would be Jonathan, because he's unique and I'm quite unique. So I was like, if anybody will, it's him. So I kind of had that like confidence a little bit, sort of, even though I was still kind of shaky, I kind of had that confidence. So, but they were very welcoming and they were lovely. Yeah. The staff was, even from the camera crew to the other contestants, everybody was very friendly. I thought I'd go and like, you know, some people would be divas and don't want to talk to you. But it wasn't like that. Everybody was very friendly. And so I wasn't like starstruck, or I don't think I really get starstruck. I don't know. I'm still waiting to be starstruck one day. I'm just like,
well, you're a star yourself.
Oh, well,
let's take a look at one of your live performances.
Okay.
You know, at BET Sunday Best.
Singing most beautiful. Give it up for Niiella. Coffee.
One thing I desire, and only this I seek, just to dwell here forever. And this will be my posture, laying at your feet. Oh, just to dwell here forever. Oh, dearest Father, closest friend you are. Oh, you are. Hey, oh, dearest Father, closest friend you are. Oh, you are. There are no words. There's nothing left. My arm sings to you, yeah. There are no words. There's nothing left. My love,
Come on. Wow.
Come on, Miss Kelly, talk to her.
That's how you feel tonight? Listen, out the
I
gate.
love it. Oh my God.
Talk to her, Jonathan.
You walk in it with such confidence. That we like, you know what? I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. You killed it. Good stuff.
Thank you.
I love that you made that song your own. People hear things in a traditional way and they get used to it. And sometimes it takes a minute for somebody to embrace something that they've loved one way in a new way. But I think that you gave that song a twist, but you sang the mess out of that song.
Yes, she did.
Niiella, oh my God. That was 2 minutes of epicness.
Thank you.
Epicness.
Thank you.
Every time I watch it, it's like, I never get tired of that performance. And, you know, the judges, you know, like we've heard, the judges loved it. They said you killed it, you made it your own, you're very confident. And, you know, talking about your voice, I mean, hands down, your voice is phenomenal.
Thank you.
I love your voice. And you do these captivating things, you know, with it. You tell a story, you take us on a journey. And we're also blessed by it. So it's not just a performance, but we're also blessed.
Thank you.
Niiella, I want to know, what is the secret? What's the secret to your voice?
I mean, there is no secret, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I've been singing for as long as I can remember. My earliest memory of singing, I was 3. And I was just like singing with my grandma, my mum, my siblings. I'm from a very musical family. My parents are pastors. So we just used to sing. But I never really saw it as a big deal. I would sing at like school, like talent shows every now and then. I didn't have any confidence. So any now and then when I could find a bit of confidence, I would like college and stuff like that. And then as I kind of started to grow into myself, I would kind of have more confidence to stand in front of people and sing. But I never really, I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be everything. Apart from a musician, apart from a singer. And so I genuinely believe that it was just God. I was 15 or 16 listening to a Kiera Shared album, and then I was kind of just singing along, and then I was like, wait, I think Kiera is amazing. So I was like, maybe I can sing better than so I had this flip phone, right?
Oh, I remember them.
And then I recorded myself singing, and then I played back, like kind of singing, not like Kiera, but like, I don't know,
like yourself.
Yeah. Like myself. But then I was doing her runs and stuff. I was like, oh, can I do a run, or can I do? And I was like, I didn't know I could do that. I was literally blown away by my own voice. And that's the moment that I was like, I think there's more here. I didn't know, but I think that there is. And so at that point, it kind of like opened up for me, and I started to kind of write. I was like, can I write songs? So I started writing, and then they would literally just come. It's like once I became aware of the fact that I had this gift, then all of a sudden it was like, you know, this gate just opened, and then I was writing these songs, I was hearing melodies, it's like I would hear choirs and bands and singing in my head and everything.
Amazing.
And then, then after that I took time to grow it, because I would listen to myself, and then I'm like, I don't really like that. I sound too nasal. Maybe I can, you know, I was very critical of myself. And then thank God for my brothers as well, because sometimes they'd hear me say, no, maybe you should find out how to sing that differently, or you're a bit sharp, you're a bit flat. You know,
I think that you know, every singer needs that, you know,
definitely,
because when you don't have anybody giving you feedback, you can just get off the tangent sometimes and just think that you're really good until you now stand before other singers, then you realize, oh no. So I think that was really good for you.
It was sometimes it was a little bit hurtful. Like one of my brothers, he's got no filter, you know, so he's just like, oh yeah, you did this thing where like you're sharp all the time. And I was just like, because I'd literally just come off stage and people were like, oh my God, it was amazing. And then he was just kind of like, maybe. You know? So I was like, whoa. So if ever I sing and I see that like he is like, you know, then I'm like, yes, I killed it today.
But your family has played a huge role, isn't it, in your singing and where you are today. I mean, you know, like you said, you've sung with them and you create material with them. Some of them are part of your band as well.
Yes, my brothers.
What a blessing, Jeremiah and David. And you also actually released a song with David.
Yes, All I Want Is You.
I'm jumping ahead of myself because you're talking about family. Why not? So how important have they been, you know, to who you are today?
Do you know, they've been important for two things. They've been important because obviously they've been a support system for me, and they've supported me. And as you can see, my brothers are part of my band now, and siblings just have this synergy that you can't really explain. You know, me, David, and Joella, my older sister, like our voices are completely different, but when we sing together, the blend doesn't make sense, you know. And it's just like a sibling thing. Like the Walls group, when they sing, they just sound. It's just a sibling thing. But then separately, their voices are very different, you know. But it's just it is what it is, and so they've played a major role in that, you know, just being there for me. Like David will, you know, move the moon and the stars. Like if I'm like, David, I need this mixed by this time, you know, he'll do that. He's amazing. Jerry's mind just is crazy. He can play all instruments and he's just super creative. But then there was also a period in the middle when we were all finding ourselves where I had to also learn that if they were not ready yet, even though they were my family, I basically had to pursue my vision regardless of what my family might have been saying in that time. And so because I kind of had the stubbornness to kind of stand up to my family in certain situations. When I was now put in front of other people, like external people who would maybe tell me, why don't you, you know, do it like this, or, you know, try to change me and stuff. I was like, listen, if my own family members couldn't, I don't know why you think you're trying, you know? So it kind of also built that, you know, like resilience as well. So, I mean, God knows why he places us in particular families.
Definitely.
Through the good and the bad, the clashing, the fun, everything. It's all part of it and it's all good.
But it's lovely to see that you're one, you're together, you're supporting one another. That's beautiful.
I mean, that's family, right? You fight and then you make up and then you keep going.
Keep going. Let's talk about your releases. So you have 2 albums out now?
An
EPs?
album
and
EP.
Yes, an album and EP, and then a couple of singles as well. So 2012, you decided to do gospel.
Yes.
I
Officially.
wish we had the time to go through, you know, why and all of that. But just tell us about, you know, the beautiful EP and then Shades of Mercy, just the inspiration, and if you can talk about some of the songs.
So the beautiful EP was just, before that I put out I Believe. I Believe was the Afrobeats kind of version, which now when I hear I'm just like, because initially it was supposed to be a worship song, but then when we went to the studio, the engineer was like, oh, we kind of like it this way. Everybody was kind of jamming to it, so I was like, okay, cool, you know. At that time I was also still figuring myself out, so it's like, oh, everybody seems happy with this, let's do that. You know, it's cool. And then after that there was like a gap and I didn't put out any music. I think I'd been in Ghana. So I came to the UK, I was working for a little while. So me and my brothers, once again, I was like, well, why don't we put some music together? And so I think a lot of the instrumentals were David, and then I just came on and wrote songs to those instrumentals. But it was a very eclectic EP. Like all the songs are just kind of all over the place. But yeah, it's all been part of the exploration. So when it got to Shades of Mercy, I was like, well, why don't we kind of, you know, control this a bit better instead of just... So it's a lot more worshipy with Shades of Mercy. But then some of the songs, like, for example, I Will Pray still kind of has this, like, groove. Like, it has a groove going on. And then some of the other songs are more worship sort of thing. And then I put Obiara Niiella, the single, on that album to just kind of, you know, add that into it. But literally all the songs, I'm a very eclectic person. I'm introvert, I'm extrovert, I'm just, there's all shades of me. So it's like when I write music, they come out whichever way.
That's what I was going to ask you, you know, what inspires your songwriting?
Anything and everything. I could be looking at a color on the wall and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, green or blue, you know. I could be walking down the road and see like an advert on a bus. I could be at church. This one happens a lot. It could be that we're reading a scripture. There was something about the flower fades. You know, like, you know, talking about life, you know, as human beings, you know, we fade like a flower. Then all of a sudden I heard a chorus pop into my head like a rose. And then I literally, so in a lot of services, you see me run out of my phone. I'm not taking any phone calls in the middle of service. I'm recording.
That's actually me as well. Because if you wait, you will lose it. You lose the melody. So I'm always running out as well. So we share that. Amazing.
So I'm always running off somewhere, recording something. I could be in the car. Or once again, it could be David. David is always creating instrumentals and he's always playing something. And sometimes I'll run from the kitchen. I could be in the bathroom and I'll hear, I'm like,
what?
And I'll run. And I play that again. He starts playing and I start singing. So
that's amazing.
I'm inspired mainly by life, you know, obviously, and situations, like things that happen in life, and how sometimes we think that we're like smarter than God or we can you know, like we can
Maneuver
trick him.
ourselves, yeah.
We do that a lot as human beings. And if anything, that's one of our major problems. We think that we can get by without him sometimes.
No, we can't.
And it just crashes and burns a lot of the time. And so just consistently accepting that I'm only here because of God. I'm only doing this because of God. If any, like, it's all because of God.
You recently turned 29. Happy belated birthday, but I already wished you happy birthday anyway. And I loved what you did on Insta. You had your catwalk, and then right in front of a camera, 29 and fabulous.
Yeah.
I loved it so much, and I just love going through your Insta.
Thank you.
It's just so entertaining, and I learned so much from it as well. But what would you tell your younger self? You know, and I'm sure somebody will benefit from this who is probably going through the same, you know, they don't know what their purpose is and all that. What would you tell your younger self?
I would have told my younger self, I don't think I would have changed anything.
Yeah.
Even though some of the
That's
things
good
that
to
happened
hear.
were like
But they're
traumatizing.
all part of our journey.
Yes, but I really don't know who I would be today if it wasn't for like the pain and the hurt that I've passed through and heartbreak and, you know, relationships didn't work. I just don't know who I would be today because it's literally in the midst of pain sometimes that my brain just, you know, it's like I woke up out of something.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't necessarily change anything, but I think what I would tell my past self is that just hold on because it's going to be okay.
Amen.
That's the main thing. And that just keep chasing after God and just keep being honest with God because that's something that I would always do. I would have the most ridiculous conversations with God. Like, you know, there was this one time when I was upset in the bath and I'm about to cry.
Yeah.
And I tell God, I'm not going to cry and give you the satisfaction of hurt my
Come
feelings.
on. But he already knows.
Of course. But and then after I said it, I was like, ooh, am I even allowed to say that? Like, I won't give you the satisfaction of hurting my feelings. Then I thought, and I was like, I know you didn't hurt my feelings. You know, I know it's for the best. But I'm literally having conversation because if I don't do that with God, I'll probably try and find another outlet.
Yeah.
And that's when, you know,
Things go
get yourself
wrong.
into trouble.
Yeah.
Or I'm talking to friends here and there. And as much as friends will advise you, and sometimes God speaks in the moment, especially if you have godly friendships. Because I think I put up a post about having godly friendships.
Oh, yeah.
But not just talking to anybody, but talking to people that also have the same faith as you. God sometimes speaks in those moments.
Definitely.
But God should always be the first go-to.
Yeah.
And so that's what I try to do. I try to, instead of doing like a systematic, Heavenly Father, I thank you. Because I was zone out. And my brain is very, you know, it's always moving. And so when I'm doing prayers like that, I really have to like hold myself. Because I start thinking about, wait, did I respond to...
But it's good to be real with God, you know. That is prayer.
Yes.
You know, sometimes when you tell people pray, they think, you know, humble yourself.
You
and,
have
you
to
know,
be kneeling and, you know, but yeah.
It's conversation with God. And I think when we see it that way, it's easy to pray.
Yeah.
But in the last few minutes that we have, oh my God, tell us about Stand With Me.
Stand With Me is still one of my favorite songs.
Oh.
I'm scared to sing it live because of the high note.
Oh. But I'm sure you'll kill it.
So, yeah, when I sang it at Emmanuel's, I didn't really hit the high note. I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't really hit it. But
Man, we were just carried away.
yeah, okay, that's great. But Stand With Me, I think I wrote around 2013 or so, or maybe even before. No, I was about 23.
Yeah.
It's not 2013. I was about 23. And it's a song that came in the midst of literally me once again trying to figure some stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
With family, with purpose, with relationships. Even though people see me as like quite a tough nut, like I'm like a hopeless romantic. I mean,
Really?
I'm sure people won't believe that.
I don't believe it. but from your music, because you know, if you're writing from the heart, from your music, I can read.
You can tell from the music, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's not. I'm not a very like openly affectionate and emotional person.
Yeah.
And sometimes that gets me into a
I
pickle a little
I
bit.
like your Insta stories. You call us your enemies, my enemies.
Yeah, my enemies. But yeah, it does. It comes out in the music.
Yeah.
I'm able to channel that in the music, and so like I was just getting myself into such messes, you know, just looking for this perfect relationship or whatever, and it would crash, and crash some more. And so Stand With Me was literally me just telling God, like, I'm here and I'm chasing things I might not have, I cannot have, you know, and I say I know what's best for me, but I find myself in hard situations. And so just, you know, hold me, just wrap me and just keep me and stand with me when times are really hard.
Yeah.
And I went through depression and suicidal thoughts, and I went through like really painful
Heart-wrenching
moments
stuff.
existing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like every time I would wake up, I'm like, my gosh, I'm here again.
Yeah.
And it was painful to just
But
be.
you know, that song Stand With Me, sorry to cut you
No,
short,
it's cool.
it applies to every situation.
It does.
Every situation,
It does.
because I mean, I'm not here to tell my, you know, we would actually talk maybe a whole day if we tell about, you know, our own personal pains and all of that. But that song has ministered to me in the deepest of places.
I hear that.
Thank you so much for writing it
You're
and
welcome.
releasing it. Tell us finally where to get your music. That come
Okay,
out.
so you can find my music on all digital stores. So iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, Google Play.
Everywhere.
Just
Niiella is
basically
everywhere.
YouTube. If you want to follow me, it's Niiella. It's N-I-I. Don't leave any of the I's out. What's 5 people?
Oh, yeah, you won't find her.
Niiella.
Yeah.
And if you type that, you'll find me somewhere,
Yeah.
someplace. I'll
Yeah.
pop up.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Niiella, for coming.
Thank you
It's
for having me. This has
I
been
just wish
lovely.
this was like an hour or so, but don't worry, we'll have part 2 and part 3.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I know that you have future releases coming out. Of course, you're a singer. So thank you so much for coming.
having
God
me.
bless you so much. Now we're going to watch Niiella's Stand With Me. Be blessed, be ministered to by God's grace. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I'm here and I'm chasing things I may not have, and I say I know what's best for me, but still I find myself in hard situations. I realize that I can be alone sometimes. I have no place to go but your arms. So wrap me in your arms when I'm alone. Stand with me, stand with me, stand with me when I'm alone. Stand with me and guide me on and guide me. Your word is a light unto my feet, so illuminate the road when I cannot see the way. Oh dear God, order my steps one by one. I accept that I cannot make it without you. I would rather walk this road with you. This will always be my prayer when I'm alone. Stand with me, stand with me, stand with me when I'm alone. Stand with me and guide me on
Faith World TV Music.